Oh, wow. Thank you for being here. This, where we stand, actually, it's the Usain Bolt facility. It's a synthetic track of the highest standard, made by Regupol out of Germany, donated by the company for Usain Bolt based on his exploits at the international level. When Usain Bolt reset the world records in Berlin, he did it on a Regupol track. And as a result of that, a relationship was established between Racers United, the club for which Usain Bolt is the icon, and they, in collaboration with the University of the West Indies, providing the venue and all of that, they decided to put a track here in honor of Usain Bolt. Interestingly, the two world records still stand, 9.58 for the 100 meters and 19.19 for the 200 meters. Not to mention there was also a record in the sprint relays. And so this facility was established to honor all of that. It probably represents the main legacy of the exploits of Usain Bolt, who is arguably the greatest sprinter in the history of track and field athletics. Well, the university is 75 years old. In fact, we are now celebrating our 75th anniversary. And while the focus on sport has evolved over those years, there can be little doubt that it has played a pivotal role in the development of our youngsters throughout those 75 years. Started off in 1948, and interestingly, that was the year when Jamaica won its first Olympic medal. And from here, they have represented Jamaica at the regional and the international level. We have, for example, the current Olympic champion at the 110-meter hurdles, Hansel Parchment, who has been a student here. We have produced cricketers who are now playing at the highest level for the West Indies. We have produced footballers, and we are also involved in many other sports.
A British Commonwealth-United States battle with McKinley and Wint of Jamaica and Whitfield of the USA.
Jackson, campeona de los Juegos Panamericanos. Victoria para Jamaica, 22-43. It's going to be close.
I don't think it's a secret. It's just part of our culture, the fact that we like and we enjoy doing it. One of the things about Jamaican sports, especially in athletics, is that we enjoy participating. And that is what has been entrenched in our culture from an early age. We start competing from as early as 5, 6 years old, and they have shorter races, lighter weights to run, to compete with. But I think the fact that they're starting to do organized sports from such an early age, it follows them as they get older. Oh, so let me take you back. From as early as 1948, we have been winning gold medals at the Olympics. So Usain has come long after, but we have had a history of performing at the highest level. In 1948, we got 2 gold and 1 silver. Then in 52, we got gold again. We had a little break.
Arthur Wint immediately goes into the lead. Holzheimer of Germany.
Well, a lot of it is tradition. We have had very good results over the years. So many Jamaicans, both boys and girls, believe that they have the capacity. We also have the coaches. It's very critical to the development of track and field, any sports. We have excellent coaches and administrators in Jamaica. And of course, we have the facilities. So those three put together, and of course, we have the talent. We have the natural talent, I believe. And so all those put together Because you could have the talent, but if you don't have the belief that you can do it, it won't be achieved. What we have is the talent, and every Jamaican child believes that they can be a Usain Bolt or a Shelly-Ann Fraser.
Yes, people have always asked us, why is it that we run so fast? Yes, many of us want to go to foreign, overseas, to get an education. And that might have been the only way out for us to go to the States to get a scholarship so that we can better our families and ourselves, of course.
Amazing running. Kingston College.
Well, there are many reasons as to why we are successful. I think there is God-given talent that we inherited. So one is the talent. Two, the will, our competitive nature. Of course, our coaches, our support staff, and expectation of a nation of us always doing very well in the sport. And this started from many years ago.
So it has a lot of history. In fact, each year our independence celebration is done here. So it has a lot of history. We have had world-class boxing matches here, all kind of events here. We have a lot of concerts here. This is one of the centerpiece of sports and entertainment in Jamaica.
Anytime Bob Marley?
Yes, he had there was a famous peace concert in the 70s that was held here. So, you know, we just had Chris Brown here. We had Burna Boy here recently. So, you know, we have had our share of good entertainers. Well, this is central to the development of our athletes and our footballers, because this is where they're able to showcase their talents. It has even taken on more significance because many of our athletes are now being trained locally. Previously, in the past years, they'd go to the United States and they'd do their development here. A lot of them are staying in Jamaica. So they need a track and they need competition to develop themselves. And this is where it all happens. We have several development meets. We have our national trials. All of that takes place here. But this is very central to the development of our athletes.
In any time, Usain Bolt training here?
Yes, he trained here, but in the latter years, he trained at the university. But they have their own. But in terms of competition, this is where he did most of his races, competitive races. Well, he's an exceptional athlete, and we will produce those ones so often. But we have great athletes. He's an exceptional athlete, and we hope that we'll find another Usain Bolt in a few years' time. But he's an exceptional. He's not something that you can say, you know, it's something you aspire towards to be a Usain Bolt, but it's not something that you can find every day. Because, I mean, theoretically, he's not supposed to run fast. He's too tall, but he runs fast.
So his charm, I think, did a lot more than his talent. However, the talent that he displayed, I am not sure we're going to see that kind of talent. For some years, we will see some fast ones, I believe, and they will do just as well, but his talent is something else. Maybe one in the next 50 years, like that, for me. This is how I see it.
He added a totally different dimension to athletics in Jamaica and the world. First of all, his abundant talent, one, his charming personality, his charisma, his humility. Some persons think he was pretty much haughty, or as you would say, show off, but it was just his personality. And as he grew and evolved, I think he even got better at it. And I think he helped to market not just himself, but the sport globally. And of course, reignited the interest of spectators and fans around the world. and, of course, increase the following of spectators for the sport of track and field. Commercially, also, he would have boosted some of the entities who engaged him in sponsorship deals. And I think he was so very good for the sport. And I think the sport is now searching for another Usain Bolt. But I have news for you. There are a number of others. I won't mention them now. It will be a secret, but just watch and see. Look and see. We have more who will be coming through.
We have a comprehensive program in Jamaica. We have what we do. The Institute of Sports has a development program. They start at the basic school level, young 3, 4, 5. And it's more fun, but it exposes them to track and field. Then you have the primary school level now, where we have InSport has an all-island track and field competition. Then you have the high school level, intersectional school association. And then from that, you go to the college level. So it's from basic, primary, high school, and college.
All right, have fun. They're just stopping by to say hi, but I'm sure
Children don't do that anymore. We call that period recess. Once it's recess, everybody charges to the field. But it is in our nature. We're always running. We run for everything. If your parents are going to beat you, you run away. That kind of thing. Yeah. So it's in our forte. Yeah.
I think that, generally speaking, we have a history of athletics being practiced at the school level and at the community level for many, many years. We have a very developed school system for athletics. We have an annual tournament which is called Champs. It used to be boys' champs. It's now boys and girls' champs. And it's one of the highlight events of sport in Jamaica every year. In fact, that particular event at school level is recognized worldwide. And certainly the clubs, the association are responsible for that, and the training and development of the coaches, the physiotherapists, and all the supporting mechanism has really been developed very well over the years.
Well, in the last couple of years, we have had more. In fact, since Usain Bolt stopped running, most of our success has been women. So, you know, for the time being, they're the ones who are dominating. But I'm sure that in a few years' time, we'll get a man who will come. It cycles. It cycles. The point is that we always have some dominant sprinter.
Harrison third from the right-hand side, but it's Devon Charlton who got the best start. Now she's clattered the hurdles.
Oh, Budapest, the women. I always say it's a cycle. It's a cycle. Many years ago, that was the case. Then came Bolt and those other male athletes who dominated. The ladies also did exceedingly well. We had Shelly-Ann and that other cohort. So they both were doing well during that, what we'd consider to be golden period.
And the women in my time did the sport, or they stayed in the sport because of the education that they could receive. And once they got the education, that was it for them. But now it's a little different. They stay on and on and on because they can now earn. And so you will find that the women will stay as long as the men and sometimes even longer.
Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce.
Fast, exciting, fashionable. She's trendy and a solid performer over the years.
Elaine Thompson-Herah.
Hard worker. She's like a gazelle, the perfect 100-meter runner for women. She has the, almost like the correct body and shape for a 100-meter runner. But she's an extremely hard worker. She has been, she has had some injury issues, but she's ready again and she's gonna do well in Paris.
Sharika Jackson.
Oh my God, she's like a workhorse. Sharika is one of those athletes who can do anything, anywhere you put her. And so Sharika has been a strong performer over the years, and she's also gonna do well. She has indicated that she wants to only run one event, and she deserves to because she has worked hard over the years.
Chile. This time of year, it's pretty chilly in Chile. When I was there in October 2000, it was very chilly. Very, very chilly. Lovely country, lovely country. Had a wonderful time there. Hospitality was great. The organization was good, and the people were very friendly and accommodating.
Of course, I've never been to Chile before. I noticed, though, that you are having a lot of international meets, which is very good at the junior level and now at the senior level. I competed with persons from Chile in my time, but I can't remember them being very outstanding. And then I read up a little bit about Chile a few moments ago, and I noticed that your flag resembles the Texan flag, which is so interesting, and that your population is pretty huge, just as big as Jamaica.
I learned a little bit about your football. I understand your cuisine is exciting. But yeah, Chile, we have had great relationships on the administrative side. The Honorable Mike Fennell has helped, to coordinate activities, and he's serving as a consultant for sports. But I understand the Chilean culture is quite sporty, just similar to Jamaica. So we look forward to competing in Chile.
Yes, I think that hopefully the Chilean population will understand the investment that the government of Chile is making in these games. Not just for sport alone, but for many other things as a country, because we all admire the structure of Chile. Very, very good. We also have to understand that athletics by itself, although it's one of 39 sports, but athletics represents a sport that every other sport depends on, because you have to run, you have to be strong or whatever it is. So it's really the foundation for many other sports as well. So I'm looking forward to tremendous games, and I'm looking forward to the hospitality of the Chileans, which of course is very outstanding.
We are expecting a very good performance. We are not necessarily accustomed to competing in this format this time of year. It's a little late, but of course, we would have done it before. In 2000, I had the honor of managing our world junior athletics team to the World Junior Championships in Chile, and it was most successful. It was a huge challenge to pretty much prepare our athletes and coaches for that event, because usually after July or August, early August, everything shuts down.
I do agree with Mr. Ian Forbes. That time of year is always difficult. I know that some of the students who are in school at the university, sometimes they have to forego this meet because of the time of year, that it falls. Nonetheless, with the team that we will send, and it has always been that way, even for the Olympic Games when we had it in Mexico during their winter, we always try to do our best with whomever we send.
I welcome you here. I know you are from Chile. The timing of the games is a challenge in the sense that it comes in what is traditionally the downtime for track and field. But because of Jamaica's prowess, we have different levels, different tiers of athletes. And the J3s, as we call it, Jamaica Athletic Administrative Association, has selected a team. We are mainly involved in the field events for this one. So we don't have our top sprinters, but we have our top throwers and jumpers. And so we anticipate that, as has become normal, we will make a big impact at the Pan Am Games. And we thank you for hosting.
Well, the Pan Am Games, of course, I'm involved with it, not just as a Jamaican, but I'm involved from the point of view that I'm the head of the technical commission of the Pan Am Sports. I'm also on the executive board there. So my expectation is that we're going to have a fantastic games. First of all, many may not know that this is not the first time that Santiago attempted to have the games. There was some many years ago when, because of other reasons in the country at the time, they had to forego those games. I'm aware that a lot of planning and preparations has gone on. The government has supported the hosting of these games in an amazing way, the government of Chile. And I think all the athletes of the Americas are really looking forward to that. From the Jamaican point of view, our main sport is athletics. And unfortunately, because at the time of the year, we will not have our top athletes there, because most of them are now out of season. They just completed the World Championships and the Diamond League, and they're now resting for next year and the Olympic year. That's regrettable, but that's how the sport is run.
The Pan American Games are like our stronger regional competitions. And because of the schedule sometimes, not a lot of athletes, the senior athletes tend to go, but it's an opportunity for some people to prove themselves. And that is what is important. So at every stage of the game, there is an exciting competition for one athlete to do better. Jamaica has, over the last 2 or 3 Summer Olympic Games, been doing considerably well in field events. So you should expect exciting competition in the field events. We're going to dominate the track. November is actually not the best time for athletes to perform, but we're still going to put on a good show, but expect extremely good performances from our field event athletes.
First and foremost, to be in the top 3 in the world at all major championships. Of course, if we do so at the major ones, we will more than likely be at least in the top 2 in other meetings. So we're always aiming to be there. Incidentally, at the recent World Championships in Budapest, Hungary, we were 2nd on the placing table and 4th on the medal table.
Yes, our bar is high. We have always aimed to beat the best country, which used to be USA. And so once you are ahead of USA, then you know you can beat the world. And that has always been our target. For about 10 years or more now at the World Championships, we have always been in the top 2 or 3.
The approach that has been taken makes the answer to that a resounding yes. And I'll go back to Usain Bolt, who started to impress in the early 2000s, really set stage in 2008 Olympics and set all the records in 2009. Now, by 2017, after winning back-to-back Olympic triple medals and that sort of thing on World Championship,
a lot of people have attributed this to our food, or relaxed nature and whatnot and so on. We have good talent, but talent by itself is no good unless you have a structure for training and development, for practice, and for competing in events. So this structure is also very important. But we really have some great talent here.
We're quite a relaxed kind of a personality, but when it's time to work hard to get to the top, we will do that. So yes, we like to have a good time, we like to party, we like good food, but when it comes to competition, we just put all of that aside, work hard, because we have to win. Jamaica has a winning spirit, and that's part of our culture.
You can be anyone. Keep focus on our meditation. You can do anything. I see greatness within. You can be anyone. Keep focus on our meditation. Yeah.